Here's a brief history of that glorious thing called summer vacation. Hi there, everyone. I'm Jeff, and this is Plain English, where we help you upgrade your English with stories about current events and trending topics. Trending right now in neighborhoods around the world, summer vacation from school. Do you remember that? Weeks at a time with nothing to do. So I wanted to ask, where did the idea of summer vacation come from? Why do kids have 2, sometimes 3 months off from school over the summer? The answer is on today's episode. This is number 881 of Plain English, so you can find the full episode at plainenglish.com/881. Before we start today's story, I'd just like to remind you that the podcast is just one part of how we can help you upgrade your English skills. At plainenglish.com, you can make faster progress with active learning strategies. You can take quizzes, do activities, listen to the fast version of the audio, watch video workshops, practice what you learn, and even join a live call with JR and me. It's all about helping you build your skills to become a better, more confident English speaker. Sound good? Go to plainenglish.com to start your free 14-day trial today. Now, let's jump into today's story. When I was a kid, I loved summer vacation. I slept late, rode my bike, swam in the lake, spent a lot of time outside, watched baseball, and read Stephen King books until I couldn't hold my eyes open any longer. But I had a twinge of guilt. The grown-ups in my life would occasionally remind me that I had it easy. You see, they would tell me, you only have summer vacation because in the old days, families needed help on the farms. So the kids left school, which was a privilege. They left school so they could toil under the scorching sun in the fields. Boys as young as you, they would tell me, doing a man's work on the farm. And here, you're just riding your bike and eating an ice cream cone. Don't you know how easy you have it? This is what they told me, and I would feel suitably guilty for a day or two before returning to my summer of leisure. But this story that teachers, parents, aunts, uncles, and grown-ups everywhere used to tell, this story is not true. Summer vacation did not start so that children could work on the farms. Summer vacation started so that families could have a summer vacation. There is no one origin story for summer vacation from school as a concept. But here's one thing that's not true. It didn't start because of farm work. If anything, the hardest seasons for farmers are in the spring, planting season, and in the fall, harvest season. No, the real story of summer vacation begins in the city, not in the country. Great Britain was the first country to industrialize. Factories filled the cities, and the hot summers became unbearable. Wealthy families, the ones who could afford to send their kids to fee-paying school, they needed an excuse to get out of the summer heat. So schools took an extended break for the summer, and families took the trains to seaside summer escapes. It was a similar story in France. Wealthy lycée students went back to their family estates for hunting season. Germany, the United States, and other countries followed a similar pattern, where city schools took a break from instruction in the sweltering summer months. Around this same time, countries were starting to standardize their educational systems. They didn't want rural schools doing one thing and city schools doing another. They wanted one curriculum, one calendar. And in the battle between rural schools and wealthy city ones, it was the city schools with their summer vacations whose calendar won out. Eventually, factory workers started getting paid holidays. And, especially in Europe, they enjoyed taking those holidays in the summer months when their kids were already out of school. The family summer vacation became a tradition, and summer vacation was here to stay. Today, most countries have some kind of extended summertime break in the school calendar. In Southern Europe, in countries like Italy, Spain, Portugal, and Greece, it's about 12 to 14 weeks. Most schools there don't have air conditioning, and families take long August holidays. But that's the exception. Most countries these days give around 6 to 8 weeks of summer vacation to their school children. In Britain, Germany, the Netherlands, Japan, China, Australia, and South Africa, kids get about 6 weeks off. South Korea's summer break is the shortest, just 30 to 35 days off. The US and Canada have about 10 to 12 weeks off. France gives its kids 8 to 9 weeks in the summer. As for timing, Germany has a sensible strategy. It staggers summer vacation times across its states so that the whole country isn't on vacation at the same time. This helps manage traffic and crowds at airports and tourist destinations. In most countries, the summer vacation happens in between school years. In the Northern Hemisphere, that's usually somewhere between June and August. In the Southern Hemisphere, it's around the New Year. But there are exceptions. Japan's school year runs from April to March, but Japanese kids get their summer vacations in July and August. While many school calendars include one long break, some distribute vacation more evenly throughout the year. South Korea may have the shortest summer vacation, but that's because they also have an extended winter vacation around the new year. Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania in East Africa have 3 terms throughout the year with roughly equal breaks in between each term. Is a long summer vacation a good idea? I certainly loved it, but the evidence is mixed. I would not want to be learning or teaching in an unair-conditioned classroom in Valencia or Palermo in August. But in areas with more moderate climates or where air conditioning is more common, then a shorter break may be better. Learning loss is real. Teachers have to reteach concepts in the first weeks after a long break, and it can be hard for parents to manage childcare for 3 whole months. If I had to vote as a kid, I'd preserve my long, lazy summers. But if I had to vote now, I'd say 6 weeks during the summer and then sprinkle a few 2-week vacations in other parts of the year. Summers were so much fun. I just loved it. I was on my bike every day. I'd watch the Yankees at night. I knew all the players, all their stats, parties at friends' houses, camping trips, long bike rides, great books. What I would do for a summer vacation like that today. Well, keep dreaming, Jeff. This was episode number 881 of Plain English. The full episode content is at plainenglish.com/881. I've got 1 or 2 more episodes for you about summertime. The next one is how people cope with the sun all night long. Those of you who are in the very, very northern reaches of Europe might know what I'm talking about. I've never experienced it, but I had fun researching it, and I'll share what I found next week. See you then. Listen up if you speak Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, or Turkish. One of the most frustrating things about listening and reading in a second language is being confused by unfamiliar words or phrases. When you listen to plain English, or when you read the transcript, you probably encounter some words you don't know. When that happens, you have a few options. You can stop the audio, go look up the definition, then return to the episode, find your place, and press play again, but that's exhausting. Or you can just skip it and be confused. That's no fun either. But what if you could see the translation of the word into your language instantly without having to stop the audio, without having to look anything up? Well, you can at plainenglish.com. For each episode, we translate about 100 words and phrases from English to 9 languages: Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, and Turkish. And we highlight those words in blue. All you have to do is hover your mouse over the highlighted word, and you'll see the translation instantly. It works great on mobile too. It really makes listening a lot more satisfying, and it's a great way to expand your vocabulary in English. The best way to see these translations is to sign up for a free 14-day trial at plainenglish.com. During your trial, you can read as many transcripts as you like, all with the translations into your language. So sign up for your free trial today at plainenglish.com.